Welcome back to Air and Water Cooled Research and Development. In the last video, we roughed up the exhaust, and now we're headed on to the intake port.
On the 041 heads.
On this, on our 041 heads.
Brand new.
NOS 041 heads.
Anyway, I decided I'm putting a small round port on it. I've already scribed it on with the dicum. Anyway, so if you notice, there's more material I'm going to have to remove over here. It's best to stay away from this center section if you can. Anyway, you don't want to make that too thin. I strive on keeping that as thick as possible. So, if anything, I may brush across it with the cutter, but I won't. You know, it's more sanding in this area than anything. More out here, and then here's the two cutters that I will be using. The rough big olive. Well, it's not a huge olive. It's anyway. And then this I will be using for the guide bosses. To fine tune it around in this area, around here. So
All right.
anyway, so
Alrighty.
Here we go.
Let's get started.
You don't want to go exactly to the line. You want to leave a little bit of space there, because when you go in and sand it, you eventually will end up on the line. So you got to leave a little bit of material. Again, don't try to stay away from this area right here.
Alrighty.
Another area you have to be careful of is these lumps right here, the spring lumps.
Okay.
You want to just work around those. Don't ever eliminate them altogether, because you will end up with a hole right there. Okay, so always work around that and keep it moving. Don't sit there. Always keep it, fluctuated. It's all anyway. So, okay.
Okay.
We're going to turn around the pocket side, turn the head around like so. Anyway, I'm going to work the pocket area around the seat, and
Okay, hold on. Alright, now we're getting ready. You good?
Yeah. It's not a whole lot of material we're taking off. We're just scuffing it up. We're taking the as cast, basically the original as cast, and just scuffing it to take any impurities out of it. These lips and everything by the seat, and this area right here. I work this and kind of try to straighten that out just a little bit, to break the corner, but don't undercut it either, though, okay? Because then you're risking to losing the seat shelf right there. So you don't want to get too happy in that area, okay? So anyway,
All right.
now you see how that looks. Yeah, very light. Very light porting, because the size is basically already there. You're not trying to make a race head out of it or anything. So anyway, I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to do the short side roof, basically, and blend this a little bit, and then it'll be the guide boss.
All right.
Can turn it like so. And don't clamp down on it too tight, because I'm clamped down basically on the sealing surface on the intake on the flange, so you don't want to, like,
Oh, okay.
gorilla tight it. Yeah.
Okay. All righty.
Now, if this was an original, like a Beetle head, it would have a 35.5 seat in it. See, this is practically a 40 millimeter seat. It's a factory Volkswagen original 041 seat. So it's, you know, of course it's bigger. And if I were to put a 40 millimeter seat and say like a 113 head or a 311 or an 040 Brazilian head, of course there would be a huge lip here. Okay, and I would have to, you know, port the pocket out to the seat. Well, this is already done basically, so it's actually pretty simple to go in here. So you're really not, you just got to be real light-handed and just, you know, try to blend everything. Use common sense when you're porting. Don't try to think you're gonna, you know, make a whole boatload of power and try to remove even more material. Just watch what I'm doing here, and so yeah, you'll be okay. You won't destroy the head. Anyway, so now time to move on to the guide bosses.
All right.
Intake. You see those? These, you know, I'm going to work around here. Very little off of here. Minimal, you know, more like up on this corner right here.
Okay.
And down in this area right here. There and there. And just, you know, very lightly touch this. Yeah, you want to leave that intact as much as you can. Yeah. So I got to switch cutters now.
All right. All right, now we're going to the second.
To manicure, manicure the guide bosses minimally, just, you know, very minimal. No, we're not going to chop them out or anything. We're gonna.
So are we gonna use a smaller cutter?
Yes, this one.
Okay.
So it fits in there real nice, eh?
Ah, I see.
Okay. Like I said, we're just gonna scuff over this area because we want to leave it as thick as possible. But we're gonna work these areas here.
Okay.
Here we go. Okay, you can actually see where I've actually ground.
All right.
I haven't even really touched right here. I'm gonna do that now. I'm just gonna very lightly take off the skin.
Okay. Alright.
Like I said, it's still very thick, original. It's, you know, I maybe took off, 10 thousandths, if that. Yeah. So you can actually still see at the end there's the as cast. You know, no need to remove that. Yet when I sand it, it'll remove a little more, but it'll, you know, at least you'll have your thickness right there. That's what we're trying to achieve, basically, to not remove the guide boss. Like I said, I've removed them before many times in all different kinds of applications, but when you have brand new heads that have guide bosses in them, it's good to keep them intact if you can. Yeah. So this is what we're doing.
Okay.
Now I'm going to flip the head and do the front side again with a smaller cutter.
Okay.
Give thanks for the healthy kids in your life and give a gift that could last a lifetime. Donate now at St. Jude.
I'm going to scuff this wall. I'm not going to, you know, the parting line will probably still be there. But again, you know, when I sand it, it could possibly disappear, but it could stay too. So these aren't a big set of heads, so you don't need to go wild on it. So
All right.
here we go. I'm gonna flip it up like that, and I'm gonna work this wall a little bit. I'm gonna straighten that out a little ways right here.
Okay.
So bring this down just a little bit. Not crazy, because in this area you have to watch out. You know, these aren't big ports. I'm more than likely I would never break through. But if it was bigger and you pulled that wall over, you would. There's this little void right here, a little window. It can get thin in this area, so you have to watch out. So a big set of welded heads, you would definitely break through. Okay, and then you'd have to, you know, spot it, re-weld it. Anyway, here we go.
Okay.
Okay, so see this wall? This is original. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now look at that. The difference. Okay, see how much material. This is probably the only area you're going to remove any serious amount of. Well, I mean, it's, you know, a fair amount of material. You know, in the whole job. You know, this. Basically, that's part of the short side. Well, yeah, the short side radius. You know, the wall. All basically like in the exhaust porch. You know, I removed more material on the walls than I did the floor or the roof. You know, so same thing on the intake.
All right.
This wall, though, you don't need to work that area. So there's already enough from the factory removed. Yeah. So anyway, we're gonna work it like so. The smaller ports are more tedious because it's a small area you're trying to get into with your cutter, you know. So in reality, the bigger ports are actually simpler, you know. So anyway,
Alrighty.
so, let me blow it out here. So you can sort of see, you know, I raised the roof right here,
Okay.
brought it up, and a little more straight of a shot instead of a, you know, a bend, you know, but not dangerously, you know, there's still a radius there, a nice radius, because in this area you have to watch out. It can get very thin, you know. So you get your flange, and then it comes down probably at least 150 thousandths, you know. And this area is, if you're not experienced, you will break through in this area right here. This is where, you know, a lot of beginner head porters will break through right there. So you have to watch that.
All right.
And also right here in this window. So can't get too happy.
Okay.
So enough. So and that's good enough for that. That's basically good enough to sand now to work the rest of it. See, your spring lump is still there. Guide boss is still intact. Yeah. And it's not pretty right now, but
Roughed up.
But it's roughed. It's ready to you know, do the finish touch on it.
All right. Okay. Okay. Now we've done with the first set of heads, or first head of the set. And I wanted to show you before we started on the second set, the before and after of what all got taken out and what material got removed and what material got blended in. And on this head right here, as you can see, all the material that got removed. This head, this is before the material got moved. See how it's all, the casting's still there, it's all roughed up still. As I said before, this is before and this is after removal in the ports. Alrighty, and now the other side of the angle of the ports being cleaned out. As you can tell, it's just a small, moderately stocked port on the heads, and the intake has been cleaned out, unshrouded for better flow and performance. This is the before or the after. Still not finished, but this is the rough cut. And this is the before. More material. Stock casting ready to be ported. Just a little bit for better flow. Alrighty. Thank you for watching the channel. Like and subscribe.